the shadow of a war, with a determination that wars shall never be fought again. You may be far from New York, but what you are doing is part of the work of the United Nations, of the General Assembly, of which he is president, and he wanted you to know this. So, thanks again for your invitation. This organization to which I referred has as part of its charter reaffirming faith in fundamental human rights. The dignity and worth of the human person, the rights, the equal rights of men and women and of nations large and small, promoting social progress and better standards of life in larger freedom, promoting tolerance in the affairs among nations, and ensuring that armed force should not be used except in the common interest. I believe that you will have recognized from those purposes and principles which I quoted, peace, human development, and security, which together form the theme of this summit today. And you would also have recognized the interconnection between all of them. Because when women in developing countries have to preoccupy themselves from the time they rise open with how they're going to feed their children, when they have to walk miles to fetch water and to fetch firewood, there can be no development. That is the very absence of development. There can be no peace. So there is a close interrelationship between peace, development, and human security. Now, you are going to be considering in the course of the next few days the situations in various regions of the world. And I'm looking forward to hearing what is going to come out of those various discussions. And I'm very happy for the emphasis which the organizers are placing on practical outcomes that could help lay the foundation for securing peace, security, and human development. And I was asked to speak as part of this keynote segment, and I think that the best use I can make of it is to try to give you some guidance, to give you some suggestions, so as to help to focus your minds on the issues which are being discussed, bearing in mind what is the purpose of the organizers of this summit. And even before I get into this subject, I would like to say, and I'm saying it from the bottom of my heart, how grateful I am for this invitation. I must pay tribute to my brother Taj Hamad, who is the head of the Universal Peace Federation in New York. He has been very diligent in his contact with the President of the Assembly. He called on him as recently as one day last week to finalize arrangements for participation by the Office of the President in this activity. And I must say I'm very proud of the diplomacy being exercised by my brother Taj Hamad in New York. He is a worthy representative of the Federation. He interprets the Federation to the man in the street, not only in New York, but beyond it, in the same way that he interprets the hope and aspirations of the man on the street to the diplomats in the United Nations in New York. So my congratulations go to him. A word about background. And thank you. I do not need to say much about background because this has already been so well painted by those who have spoken before me. And just listening to you describe the background as representative of the President of the Assembly, I feel that the stage is set for me. And I must say too that I'm very touched by that ceremony that took place this morning. That is what the United Nations is all about. Tolerance, religions living together, coexisting. The principles and purposes described in the Charter, expressed in the Charter, have nothing to do with religion, nothing to do with systems or types of government, nothing to do with ideologies, but everything to do with universal values, which are dear, which are important across the spectrum to everyone. And as I said, that ceremony this morning, the lighting of the fire, lighting of the candles, and the listening to the prayers, that is precisely what the UN is about. Please be assured that you are doing the United Nations work. You are helping in a very